The Ultron buffs are coming to Marvel Rivals. There's no way this champion does not get buffed, but let me break down Ultron for you guys and talk about what we can expect from him coming in the future. To start off, if you're an Ultron fan, I think you're really satisfied with the character model, the voices, the way he looks. I think they nailed it. Like, again, I don't think there's been a better Marvel game in a very long time. And it's weird, you would never expect it to be in the hero shooter format, but they continue to nail how these characters look compared to and feel for their personality. Like, they really did do Ultron justice, who's one of my favorite villains in Marvel. Absolutely love him. Loved how he was portrayed in the MCU. He was right, by the way, for any haters down in the comments. He was right. He was right about Thanos and Crimea River, okay? So let's talk a little bit about Ultron's kit, where the big gaps are, and what we can expect. So let's start it out with his abilities here, okay? So left mouse button or his primary is just an energy beam. I think it'd be cool to let this ability actually heal a little bit as well. The big problem with Ultron is he's filling a support role, right? But he doesn't supply enough stats and healing in a game that has Luna Snow, in a game that has Loki with his runes. Like, he just needs to be able to output a bit more. That being said, his shift, his dynamic flight ability is really, really good, and Ultron is going to excel on more linear maps that aren't circular, to where he can get flanked and he can place in the back, making it very difficult for flankers to get to him. His ability to be in the air will make him a great matchup against things like Black Panther, stuff like that, who's already really bad, but you guys know what I mean, against those flankers that can be super, super annoying. If they give him the ability to heal his team more, and let it be on the choice, like, I don't see a reason why his Ray ability can't have the option to heal teammates too, and it doesn't have to be a lot. You can control the number, but regardless, dynamic flight is a really good ability. It's going to be a great escape ability, and especially on those linear maps with long corridors, he's going to be able to put in work from safety and be very, very hard to deal with, right? So he has imperative patch on his E, or his ability 1, or maybe it's ability 2 actually. Commands a giant drone to follow an ally, constantly healing allies within its radius with additional healing for the designated ally. That's a great assist ability, but he needs a little bit more primary support in his kit. They can kind of tune that how they want. I think it's really, really cool. Again, like, they're not going for the super balanced game like Overwatch. They're trying to be wacky. They want to play into the Marvel hero fantasy, and I think that's what makes them unique and different. So your expectation around this stuff, if you're sitting there wondering, why is he bad? Like, they gotta buff him. Like, there's gonna be a lot of characters that come out that are either gonna be super busted or really bad, right? I think that Rivals is going to be much more volatile with that, especially with their volume being as high as it is. But that's their identity as a business. That's what they're trying to do. For better or for worse, if you don't like that kind of hero design, then a game like Overwatch might be better for you. But if you like the wackiness, you're a much more casual hero shooter player, you're getting old like Unk right here, man, you might like this more. It's totally your preference. But let's keep it moving here. So then imperative firewall on his right click summons drones to grant bonus health to nearby allies. Centered on Ultron and the ally marked with the imperative patch. Great for holding objectives. Again, this guy is going to be super good on those linear lanes, right? But I think his output in general has to get buffed. It could be on this ability. I think it would be better to put it on his primary fire. It would make him much more fair and fun to play against, rather than buffing all the automatic things. Like, I think those automatic things like the drone should be the assist, and they should let it be in the hands of the player to decide if they want to be healing their team or doing it. Because his damage range is long. Like, he has great range. Like, that's not a problem. He's going to be very, very difficult to play against, and he can absolutely apply enormous amounts of pressure. He just needs to be able to do a little bit more when Luna can do the Lord's work, right? Or Loki or Susan, right? Go down the list of supports that can just do so much at once. He's got to have something like that. And I promise you, the worst case scenario is releasing a character to these games that's underwhelming. Because the character is your content. It's going to drive revenue. And let's be real, Ultron is going to sell skins. Ultron is fucking sick. I love Ultron. I love his mentality. I love the Maker too. Like, I bought the Maker skin. I shamelessly bought the Maker skin for Reed Richards. Such a dope. You not read that? Oh my god, that comic is. You Marvel fans down there will know just how diabolical the Maker is. He's like the reverse Flash of Marvel Comics. A menace, dude. So okay. Moving past imperative firewall, his ult, Rage of Ultron, summons Ultron drones to fire and rays. I don't know what they're called. I can't pronounce that. I'm from Kentucky. Forgive me, okay? 48th in education. Cut me some slack. All right, which can either damage enemies or heal allies, right? Wow, dude. It's like when you pull this ult out, you just feel monstrous. Like, that is what they wanted to nail with Ultron, and they did. It can do some damage. I don't have too many thoughts on his ult. I think the problem with his kit, like, it does not lie with his ultimate. It really lies with his ability to do stuff in the neutral. If they fix that, he'll get to his ult quickly, and he'll be giving a lot of value. And this thing is, it's monstrous. Like, if you're a flanker and you don't have verticality, you can't just go in on this thing. It will rip you. So a really cool ult, great sound effects, like very, very scary. Honestly, nailed it. Honestly nailed it. And then you've got his team-up ability with Tony Stark, Nano Ray. Enhances Ray to Nano Ray that pierces through characters, dealing massive damage to enemies while healing allies. Yeah. I think that should just be on his base kit. I really do. Let's wrap this up now and talk a little bit about Ultron. When you have so many characters that do so much in the neutral, that can output egregious amounts of healing and stats, putting a support that has like alternate utility, like he could be good in triple support comps, right? But if he really is going to contend for the role, like he should not have to rely on a triple support meta for him to be a viable pick, right? So on the high-end meta, I don't see him getting played at all outside of triple support comps. But then he's competing with Jeff the Shark. He's competing with like a lot of other different things. And it's just going to be really hard to fit him in. But he does bring a very unique and needed, you know, aspect to support where, you know, being able to fly a support and deal with dive, deal with a lot of these things and just be able to survive on your own. It's a design that strategist role really, really needs. And it just kind of sucks that as of right now, he just cannot output enough to be competitive in that role. And I think if they fix that and add more healing to his kit, he's going to excel immediately. That's really all of the changes he needs. So these Ultron buffs, they're coming. There's no way they're not coming. It's the new content. To give Rivals credit, they've done a really good job of listening to community feedback and actually making adjustments, especially when it comes to new characters. But man, Season 2.5 is looking really, really good. I'm very excited for it. I will be streaming it on this channel. I have not been streaming as much recently. I've been really busy with Mindplex work. I apologize, guys. That's on me. But I will be on, and I will be playing Ultron. So what are your thoughts on Ultron down below? He's definitely going to get buffed. There's no way this guy doesn't get buffed. I would bet my mortgage that this guy is going to get buffed. If you're a strategist player, you're thrilled because what was your big complaint? Dives get nerfed, as it should. You didn't have many options to fly around on support and do things. Even on these linear maps, like his new map that's coming out. What's another good example of a very linear map where there's long corridors to push? Maybe Clintar, but probably not. That's too sniper-friendly with too many angles around the back. But those close to Yggdrasil, right? Yggdrasil third, right? I think is a point where he would be very, very good because he can just sit in the back and pump numbers if they actually give him the ability to pump numbers. But his mobility abilities, his ability to set himself up, and the style of play he brings to the strategist role is just so needed in this game, and it's a great addition to the game. They just got to figure out how to get his output to the point where he can contend with Luna Snow. He's a lot like a Mantis who can kind of struggle to put out numbers, and really, with weaker ults that aren't Luna Snow and all that stuff, those characters should actually be a little bit better in the neutral, but they're really just not. Luna's still dominating that kind of, you know, that aspect. Loki's too, like those big number supports do the Lord's work. But yeah, let me know what you think about Ultron. Personally, I'm really excited for him. The Ultron buffs are coming, and I cannot wait to see what they are. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in Season 2.5. Peace out.